What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sleazy here, and the season finale of The Penguin aired. I don't Sunday, Monday. I don't know. I watched it yesterday. Regardless of when it aired, I watched it yesterday, and my decision on this series hasn't changed at all. It's still probably going to be the only TV series I like that aired this year. And no, I absolutely hated the Robert Pattinson. Maybe I'm thinking someone else. Anyway, that terrible Batman movie. That thing was still absolute garbage. But I actually like this spin-off series. And I mean, that's why I pulled up Rotten Tomatoes here. It's got a 92% audience score. And I kind of agree with it. I think the show overall is probably a 7.5. I absolutely think it's fantastic. I'm not going to give any spoilers if you haven't watched the series, because I would actually recommend you go watch it. I think as a standalone series based in reality, Batman series, I really can't complain too much about it. Again, I still dislike the overall fact that they're all going to ground all this stuff up into reality and try and make it seem as real as possible. I miss the 90s Batman movies when Gotham had like its own, I almost want to say, identity, right? It was its own thing. Every time you saw a movie, it had its own unique aura about it. It's like it had a soul and was a living, breathing entity. And I would like to get back to that, but for this, as just kind of like a crime mobster show, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's dark, it's gritty, it's got some we'll just say gruesome death scenes in it. Because again, I'm trying not to spoil it. I really enjoyed the season finale. It ended the way a season finale should. I don't know. It kind of ended almost that made me think it's a series finale and it's not going to air again and we're not going to get a second season. And honestly, I hope that is the case. I think it is okay to end this where they ended it. I do not see any reason to make this a second series and have it go on multiple seasons long. Just leave it where it is. It ended brutally in the most nobody wins way ever. And the last two episodes of this season were absolutely dark and really reiterated the point on how bad Gotham is. You know, we could go on the Batman movie and we're like, oh, they made it really dark. No, they didn't make it that dark. They really did. But again, I absolutely despised that Pattinson Batman movie. I thought it was a waste of everything that they could have done. And I absolutely love what they did with this series, though. I think it stands alone on its own. It doesn't have any of it doesn't suffer from modern writing. Somehow, this really doesn't suffer from modern writing. Whoever wrote this should go write movies. Not like superhero movies, just like crime movies. Like for whoever, however they managed to do this, everybody involved should actually just go make movies because this was really good. Now, I do have some minor complaints. I think the casting for Penguin for Oswald was, I don't want to say wasted. I really don't want to say wasted because Colin Farrell did an amazing job, but they've got so much makeup on him, you can't even tell it's him. So what was the point of hiring him? Because I get that he was kind of like an action star, air quotes, a long time ago, and he's kind of old now. I know he did The Gentleman, and that was a really good movie. I will say that was really good, but I think they could have used somebody's face that would have been better. I don't exactly know who it is, but regardless, Colin Farrell did good. I don't know why they chose him and put hundreds of pounds of makeup on him. But the overall plot was extremely coherent. It had some mythical things to it, some, not so grounded in reality things that I enjoyed, that made a lot of things really work with the plot. I completely loved it. Every single character in this had not their own episode to their storyline, but they gave you enough of their background to understand what each character was trying to do, where they were coming from. Every character made horrible decisions. They pretty much knew it was going to be a horrible decision. They went along with it, and they all suffered. It wasn't like, well, this bad guy had a really dark story, so we got to make him like have come to Jesus and be the hero later on. It never happens. I absolutely think that is fantastic. I think that's the way supervillains should be. And the bad guys just do bad things because they're bad, and that is what a villain should be. Someone who is just bad because they're bad. And oh boy, does this series have a ton of that going on. I gotta say, I like the Tulsa King. It's funny, but I definitely think this one ups it, especially since this is the Tulsa King's been out for a couple seasons now. This one is definitely going to take the cake for what I think is the best TV series of the year. And I'm still going to give it a 7, maybe a 7.5, because it's good. Don't think I'm saying it's bad. It is really good. But I'm just tired of grounded in reality superhero television shows and movies. I want the fiction. I want all the fiction. You know, I want the Batman that drives up walls. I want villains that look like the 90s villains, you know, where Mr. Freeze was Schwarzenegger and it looked like the comic book character, or the Penguin with Danny DeVito that looked like the comic book Penguin. I want that back. So I'm not going to give this like an 8 or anything like that, but it is a really good show. So I'd say maybe a 7.5. I think that aptly fits where I'd rate this. But if you guys have watched the series, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you weren't going to watch it and this changed your mind, let me know in the comment section. But while you're there, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.